Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us today for part two of Recruiter Talk. Today, I'm really excited to talk about this topic of staffing and you. Things that we're going to cover today is how to work with a staffing agency, if you are the right fit for working with an agency, why you should work with a staffing agency, and the marketing benefits of working with an agency. I'm Whitney. I am the Director of Talent Acquisition here at Bridge. So I'm responsible for all the sales within our organization, along with overseeing our direct hire team. We're also joined by Megan, who is one of our Senior Talent Acquisition Managers, and Haley, who is our Creative Marketing Manager. So first and foremost, we're going to talk about why partner with an agency. How we can help with recruiting efforts. One big thing to take note of is that staffing agencies only make money when they successfully place someone. So many times when we're given an order from one of our clients, we're not the only outlet that they've turned to identify talent for their open roles. So our recruiters have to have a hunter mentality. They're going to go out there and find individuals for these open roles because they don't have time to wait for individuals to come to them. They have a heightened sense of urgency because they want to be the individuals who are filling this position, and we don't want to lose out to our competition. Um, Next, you're going to have a quicker fill time with a more efficient search. With companies who have TA teams, oftentimes their recruiters are bombarded with open orders. Therefore, they're not able to efficiently work on every single order that they have on their docket. So, a lot of times they're just putting a job posting out there and just hoping that the right person comes to them because they are spread so thin. By bringing on another resource, like an agency with recruiters who have that heavy hunter mentality, you're going to be able to have individuals identified for your open positions quicker and more efficiently. Next is more resources in a broader range. Our business is recruiting, right? So staffing agencies have a lot of resources that they invest in to identify talent for their clients' openings. Many times organizations themselves, they may have one or two resources, but they don't have all of the resources we have. So by partnering with an agency for your open positions, we're able to open doors to a lot more outlets, identifying a lot more qualified candidates for your positions that you never would have even knew existed. And then next is communication and collaboration. When you receive a resume from a staffing agency, you're typically only seeing maybe 20% of the individuals that they've talked to for your open role. And so they're talking to a lot of people about your open position. Therefore, with all the conversations we're having, we have information we can share with you that you may not know could be potentially an issue that you could fix, which makes you more marketable and highly sought after for candidates. So, some examples are what your competitors are doing. What is your reputation out there? Does your pay even align with what these people are looking for? And so on and so forth. It should be a win-win for both parties involved. Partnering with a staffing agency sets multiple parties up for success. One of the departments that ultimately benefits by working with an agency is the HR department. They have metrics they have to hit. And if they're sitting on multiple openings, they're getting a lot of wrath from other departments because these positions aren't getting filled and they're not hitting their metrics. So by engaging an agency to help take some of the stress off of their internal team of recruiting, we're able to get positions filled for them quicker. Next is the hiring managers. These hiring managers have openings in their departments. Their productivity in their departments are going down. So by working with an agency, we're able to present them multiple individuals to consider for the roles in a short period of time. And by having an open position in a department, this is affecting the employees in that department. Who do you think is taking on all the additional work for that opening? It's the employees. And now they're getting a lot of added stress and they're going to get burnt out, which could ultimately open up the door for them to answer a phone call when a recruiter calls them to talk to them about another position with another company. Another thing is the candidates. Candidates will often tell us that they feel like they are just in a black hole when it comes to applying to open positions with companies and going through their interview process. We want to keep the candidates engaged throughout the process. We want the position to get filled, right? So when you're working with an agency, they're going to communicate with these candidates multiple times a week. They're going to keep them in the loop of what's going on. They're going to be able to answer any additional questions these candidates have. They're going to be able to alleviate any concerns these candidates have. And again, just keep them engaged in the position so we can get them through your interview process and hopefully to the offer table. Next is the finance department. There's an opening in a department, productivity is down. Therefore, it's going to affect the finance department. Time is money, right? And so by filling these positions quickly, production is back up to where it should be. Another thing to take note of is if you're on LinkedIn or if you're just listening to the news or whatever it is, there's a lot of companies doing layoffs right now. And when companies are in their busy seasons or in their period of growth, they're hiring recruiters for their companies, right? They need recruiters to bring talent into their organization. But as soon as things slow down, the first people to get laid off are recruiters. So staffing agencies are a powerful resource to utilize during hiring seasons or a year of heavy growth, rather than adding permanent full-time employees to your team that you will ultimately lay off when you slow down. You can utilize one of the many solutions that staffing agencies have that they can customize to your specific need, which could ultimately save you money, and it will give you multiple recruiters working on your positions versus the one recruiter that you're bringing on to your salary. And I keep saying it, I'm going to say it again. Time is money, and the longer the positions stay open, the more it costs you. It is imperative to fill a position as quickly as you can so your production is not affected and your employees aren't burnt out. Here specifically at Bridge, our recruiters average tenure is 5 years. And so you're going to be working with professionals who know what they are doing, and your success is their number one priority. All right, so up next, we are going to bring Megan on board here. She's going to talk about what your recruiter does for you. So it'll give you better insight on how to ultimately partner and successfully build a relationship with an agency for your open roles.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Whitney. And now we talked about the why you want to bring a staffing agency on. So now we're going to go into what we do from a day to day basis and why working with an agency can really benefit you throughout your whole process. So, one of the first things we can do is that providing insights into what candidates are saying. So, one of the things is that a lot of the times in this market, we're looking into market value. So, what do these candidates look to get paid? What are they looking for from an potential employer? What are they looking for from a culture perspective? One of the biggest things is that this is ever changing. This is changing on a daily basis. Candidates' needs and wants are constantly changing. So, we are able to really have that conversation with candidates and be able to provide that feedback to our clients. Other than that, we're also able to talk with them about the next step that an agency can do is that we can help you avoid reviewing resumes. So, when I say reviewing resumes, I'm not saying that you're not going to, of course, look at that initial resume from us, but we are already vetting these candidates. We are interviewing them. We are talking with them about what they're looking for in their next position, what's important to them from a salary and benefit package. So, we are already including all of this information before you even talk to this candidate. So, we're able to find that quality candidate that you're looking for. We already are talking with you guys about what you're looking for from a person, what you're looking for from a skill set. So we make sure that that aligns with the resume and the candidate as well. So overall, it saves you time. You're able to look at this resume and say, yes, I want to interview them. No, I don't want to interview them. And we're able to move on from there in the process. Next thing that recruiters can do from you is we are the eyes and ears to tell you if your position is fillable. So again, circling back to that the market is always changing, we are able to tell you if your position is fillable based on the location, the compensation, the skill set required, and really what candidates are saying out there. When we're able to talk with a lot of candidates, they're very usually transparent in regard to what they're looking for in a next position, if they're interested, what people are saying about your organization. So we're able to provide that insight and really help you be able to pull and build out your talent strategy as well. Next step that we're able to do is we are able to deliver you a candidate market that you have not seen before. So, a lot of the times we're able to utilize a lot of different resources, like Whitney mentioned earlier. We have access to different types of job boards. We're able to talk with a lot of different types of groups. We're able to build a pipeline of candidates that we've spoke to throughout the number of months or years or days or weeks, and really be able to talk with candidates, build that relationship. So when you potentially give us an open order, in a new position that you want filled, we already may have someone in mind for that position. So we're able to really help build a different type of candidate market that, like we said, that you maybe have not seen before. The next thing we can do is that we can give you more recruiters on a search, leading to quicker fill times and a wider range of candidates. So, again, as Whitney mentioned earlier, time is money. So, the more recruiters that you can have on your open position and searching for it, the better. So, working with an agency, usually you will see that you have multiple recruiters working on these orders, which usually in turn will make us able to build the time to fill quicker. So we're able to provide those types of candidates that you're looking for in a timely manner. We're able to turn it around a little bit quicker. So again, we're able to provide different types of resources and a different volume of resources that maybe your internal talent acquisition team is not able to provide because, as Whitney mentioned again, they're bombarded, they're busy. So we're able to help assist with that as well. Lastly, we're able to build a relationship with candidates before you even interview them. So, what that does is it leads to quicker communication and an increase in engagement. HR and talent acquisition professionals, again, have so many orders on their plate. They're collaborating with different types of hiring managers. They may be pulled in different directions with sales or different types of departments. So, the last thing that they want to do is, be following up with these candidates on a daily basis. Candidates are moving so fast within this market, so engagement is so crucial to make sure that your positions can be filled. So we do that work for you. We're able to keep that communication going. We're updating candidates daily about, this is where we're at in the process. This is what your process is going to look like. We're able to communicate with them as a whole. So we're able to keep these candidates engaged, make sure that they are still interested in your open position, and help expedite the process from all ends. So next, we're going to talk about how we find your perfect candidate. So I use the word perfect loosely because perfect is, defined by that hiring manager. There is not necessarily a perfect candidate out there unless you are realistic and you're willing to build a partnership. So perfect can mean different things to different types of individuals, whether it means, personality traits, whether it means a different type of skill set or educational background. You know, every single hiring manager is going to be looking for something different, right? So, getting on the same page and being built for success with your search is going to be the most important thing that you can do when you partner with an agency or just partner with recruiters in general. We want you to be transparent about what you want. We want you to tell us what you are realistically looking for so then we can make sure that we are searching for all of those parameters when we start searching for your perfect candidate. So, one of the things that we do over here is, we utilize many different angles from different job boards, different types of platforms, utilizing marketing resources, which Haley will get into later. Different skills of recruiters. We have a different skill set of all of our recruiters, different types of levels, different types of expertise. So we're able to, build that pipelines of candidates that we have already built. So utilizing different types of strategies, different angles, versus just throwing the job up on a job board, seeing what happens. We are very proactive in terms of building this type of candidate search for all of our clients that we're working with. The next thing that you can do to find your perfect candidate is have a very strong interview process. So, candidates are, again, this is a different type of market. Candidates are looking for different types of things, and this changes, daily, monthly, yearly. So, as of right now, candidates want to see a few things. One of the things will be being flexible with interview times for candidates and respectful of their time. When you are interviewing a potential candidate, candidates are viewing this interview as how you will treat them if they get the job itself. So it's important to be flexible. A lot of these candidates may be already working, or maybe they're going to school, don't have the flexibility with a schedule, or it could even be something with childcare. So being flexible from the beginning really shows these potential candidates that you're willing to help work with them. You're flexible in your ways. That shows that they're finding a potential good employer on their end. Another thing to make sure that you also do is make sure that you are present when you are interviewing and put the candidate experience as your number one priority. So, candidate experience can mean a lot of different things to a lot of different people. So, what I'm really getting into is that you want to make sure that the candidate feels important throughout your whole process, right? You want to make sure that they know that their time that they're dedicating to this interview is important. So, being present, making sure that you are asking questions, making sure that you are actively listening, also just ensuring that you're answering any questions the candidate has. These are key things that set the candidate experience apart. Next thing you can do is be transparent if you feel like this candidate is not a fit. We hear so many things on different types of social media and platforms about how candidates want feedback, right? So, transparency is key. So, whether or not, you get off an interview and you feel that maybe this candidate is not a right fit, be transparent about that, whether it be directly to the candidate themselves or to your recruiting partner. Just be transparent, because a lot of these candidates just want to move on. They want to go find a new job that's going to work best for them. So being transparent with feedback, whether it be, hey, the skills don't align with what you're looking for, or maybe you feel like they would be a better fit for a different type of role or department. Again, transparency is key. It helps build a respect within the job market. People talk, especially we're in a social media day and age. So make sure that you are providing, again, that great candidate experience, because people will talk about it, whether it be on social media. If you have a great process, people love to share that. Say, hey, maybe I didn't get this job, but I had a great interview process. Go check out this company. Little things like that can set you apart as well. Most importantly, one of the things as well is do not drag out your interview process. Streamline it as best you can. I think everyone can be aware that, getting interviewers on the same page, making sure that schedules align, it can be a very difficult thing in many different ways. So, trying to streamline the process can be a few different meanings. It could mean that you move quickly. It means that you could maybe change up your interview strategy, whether it be moving to virtual interviews or moving to phone interviews, being flexible with candidate times. Just make sure that you are aware of the timeline. A lot of the times, these candidates, if they apply for a job, the reality is that they want an answer within 48 hours. So, whether or not you want to interview them, whether or not you don't want to interview them, just having that process streamlined, make sure that you have all of the parties on the same page. That's something that will also set apart your hiring process. And most importantly, remember that when you win, we win. We want this to be a partnership in the long run. We want this to work, and we always have your best interest at the forefront of our strategies. So, ensuring that, we are on the same page, that you want us to win as well. You want to give all the information that you have about the position, and just making sure we're on the same page can really help build a perfect recruiting strategy with a staffing agency. All right. And next, so we are your personal guides. So I'm going to go over some of the things that you can do before you engage with a staffing agency. So, first thing before working with us, have your information ready. What is the budget for this position? What are you looking to pay? What are the parameters of the job search? Has everything been approved by upper management? Do you actually need to hire this position? What does the timeline look like? When are you ready to bring someone on board? Is it a confidential search? Do you want us to go after any particular types of backgrounds? Again, information in general will be important. So, some of the other things that you can make sure before you utilize a staffing agency is that if you have internal candidates that you are identifying, make sure that you interview them and finish the process before you bring in an agency. Not only will this help your recruiting partners, it will also help your internal rapport. You want your internal candidates that already work for your organization to know that they're important, to know that they feel valued as well. So make sure you go through that internal process before you even bring in an agency. Next important thing is to make sure all parties are on the same page, like I said earlier. So this includes the hiring manager, HR, they're going to be handling the onboarding, the recruiter, whoever is handling the financial aspects. So if they are wanting to look at anything from a budget perspective, they're making sure that they're approving and signing off on utilizing this agency. The last thing that we ever want is for, an organization to say, 3 weeks into an interview process that, hey, I can't work with you guys anymore. Not only does that hurt your reputation, it also hurts the candidate process, the candidate experience, and that's the last thing that anyone wants to do. So making sure that all parties are on the same page before is extremely crucial to the success of your recruiting strategy. It helps you, it helps us, and it helps build communication. So communication with more is better. Next step would be that we always want our clients that we work with be quick with initial resume feedback, especially with the current market. So this is something that I have been able to see a lot of organizations either do really well with or not do well at all. And one of the reasons that I say that is that if you follow up with an initial resume feedback, so let's say I send a resume over to one of my clients and say this person's really interested. If you reply immediately and I'm able to tell that to that candidate already has a great experience. It shows that you're serious about filling the position. It shows that you're excited about talking to this person. So it's a win-win with both sides. If you take 1 to 2 weeks to reply back on an resume that we submitted, that may be issues not only for ourselves because we want to make sure that we're finding you that right candidate, but also this candidate starts to get doubt in their mind. They're wondering, did they not like my resume? Are they not interested? So if you do decide to bring in that candidate, they may have some initial doubt before going into it. So that's why we say that quick initial resume feedback is so important. Next thing to say is that know that recruiters will usually start from scratch and interview organically. Now, cannot speak to every single recruiter out there, but a lot of the times when we are speaking with our clients and talking about what they're looking for from a resume, what they're looking for from a culture fit, personality, different types of parameters. A lot of the times we'll start from scratch. We'll follow those parameters that hiring manager is looking for and make sure that we find that organically to start off. So a lot of the times we may not have someone in our pipeline that may be an initial fit, but we'll get there at some point. So that's something that is also important. Also, be proactive about bringing in an agency. If you have an open position and let's say you've had it posted, you've tried a few different strategies, don't sit on it. Be proactive about bringing someone in. There's a lot of things that tie into the job market and the timing of everything. So, whether it be, maybe you want to bring someone in at the end of the year, things that could affect that could be end of year bonuses, holidays, things that may make someone not want to move into a job, or maybe you're looking for a recent graduate, trying to find someone after graduation will be the best ideal time. So just remember that timing is everything. Be proactive. We want to get a position filled for you as quickly as you want as well. Also, other than that, feedback is crucial to the success of your role being filled. It's important for us, it's important for candidates. Candidates more and more are requesting feedback, whether it's good or bad. So, providing us feedback is crucial to our success and the candidates because the candidates want to know, how can I improve in the future? Maybe they're going to be interested in working for you down the road. It helps build that relationship from there. but it also helps your recruiting partner figure out, hey, where did this search go wrong? How can I change it? And how can I help effectively and efficiently find you that right person? So if we don't know what we're doing wrong, we can't change it. So again, it's so important to provide that feedback of what you like, what you don't like, and make sure that you know your must-haves versus wants as well. A lot of the times recruiting partners will talk about, these are the must-haves that I want. So let's talk about must-haves in terms of educational background, years of experience, but maybe it's nice to have someone with industry experience. Just be aware of your must-haves versus your wants as well. So next, I'm going to pass it over to Haley, our creative marketing manager, and she is going to discuss about marketing and staffing agencies and why that is so important as well.
Thanks, Megan. How marketing can support recruiting efforts. So how is marketing involved in those recruiting strategies? How involved is marketing with the recruiters and the agency that you're looking at working with? Marketing is super important and critical for not only the brand that you're partnering with, but it can drastically affect those open roles that you have open that your staffing agency is helping you with. So by partnering with a company that has a marketing person or a team of people, it can only benefit you when working with one. Marketing can drastically support and aid in the recruiter strategies and finding those candidates. So something to consider here is, how can marketing do that? Well, they do that in lots of different ways, but one of them is campaigns. So what kind of campaigns is that company putting out? Are they email? Are they social? Are they video? What social platforms are those campaigns on? Are they on Instagram? Are they on LinkedIn? And when it comes to video, are they doing videos on YouTube? Are they doing videos on TikTok? Are they incorporating video from a brand perspective on their website? These all can be strategically utilized for candidates while also supporting your open roles as a client. Does the agency actively promote and support its clients on social media? So any brand social media presence, you landing on a page in general, you can get a good glimpse into who and what a company is like based on what they're promoting on their channels. So take a look at their content. Do they have their clients on social media? Are their recruiters or internal staff supporting those roles that they're hiring for? What kind of content are they putting out there? Are they giving resources to their candidates and helping them? Can you get a glimpse into what that culture looks like? All of these are really good things to look for and see how that agency is before working with them. And then, does the agency have a marketing person or team that supports the recruiters directly? So lots of companies have marketing individuals, but do these people work alongside specifically the recruiters? So here at Bridge, our marketing does. We are constantly coming up with campaigns and helping our recruiters and our clients with how much exposure those open roles are getting and bringing in new candidates for them to target as well.
You're muted again.
Thanks.